So I used to like XABC, though I'm not sure her name was always that. I could have swore it was just Camila or something. Who knows? I think what I liked most about the Dad series was Chase and Manun's relationship. I was only like 11 when this came out, so I didn't understand it and I thought it was all love. But I grew older and remembered the series and finally realized that Chase was a rapist. He didn't love Manun from the start. Chase and Manun met through a kidnapping. Chase, who became a product of his environment, would start raping young teen girls. A guy named Remy told him to do that to somebody, to a little girl for his own beneficial gains. It turned into go find a girl and bring her here, to then Remy telling Chase to have his way with her. He didn't want to. He was hesitant, but he still chose to do it because he thought that it was gonna cause him to go back to jail. So shout out the victims, especially Manun. Oh my god, she's trauma bonded to this man. Even ended up having kids together. You know what I think the worst thing is that they made this rapist an empath, just like Bryce from 13 Reasons Why. That helps me prove that the writers weren't on shit though. Especially XABC for not finishing the story and being so lazy for Chase's and Manun's characters. At least they had kids though. They are just one big happy family, isn't that right? I mean, the only logic I will take from this series is that Manun's character was afraid of her daughter Grace. Her firstborn child is named Grace in the story. Manun was afraid for a little bit that her child was going to be raped by her same rapist because it happened to her. She still remembers that trauma. But you can see an inconsistent pattern between Manun and Chase's relationship, which leads back to chivalry. He's always supposed to be her hero, even despite the fact that they are clearly trauma bonded with one another. But it was just giving, oh, actually, they were supposed to be designated lovers all along. Like, forget what he did. He's actually a nice person. That is what it was giving. Manun is a victim and Chase isn't. She was 13 when they met. No, she was 13 when she was abducted by him. That wasn't even fair for her. I don't even think in most places that's considered high school. That's even barely middle school. But honestly, Manun being kidnapped and then falling for her rapist has got to be a fantasy created by XABC. 90%, not just XABC's videos specifically, but a lot of Moviestarplanet videos, the baseline of the story is somebody being abducted. Like, somebody was always being straight up, flat out kidnapped. And you can see a lot of this stuff in XABC's videos and many others too. There's either a hero to the story that's added by the creator, or the trafficker, or the rapist is the hero. It's either one of those two. I see why the storyline is so basic but yet so yearned for, because it's just a fucking fantasy of events that happen in real life that people want to deal with for some reason. Or maybe they're just following what they always known about making MSP series and videos, which is just sex most of the time, or those friend groups who just date one another. I don't enjoy watching those things anymore, simply because I don't care and I grew out of it. I always thought, literally my life, that MSP series by Pink Sparkles was the best thing ever because of the editing, the characters, how cute the boys were. It was like 2016. Anyways, back to Dad. Yeah, I don't think I would like this series if it came out in 2026. The abuse to protect one's abuser went so far as to Manun framing Remy for kidnapping her instead of Chase. That's how much they are soul tied together. I feel like this little plot was to take away the guilt and the shame from Chase and give it to Remy. Guys, remember, Chase isn't a good person too. Remy isn't either. What are you doing filming child pornography? Sure, he didn't actually do the kidnapping, but he still enabled and still suggested Chase to do it to a child. He's still an awful person, just in a different way. Was he just stalking her? That's how they met though. Did this nigga even ask why she wanted to get a pregnancy test? Of course he's gaslighting her. You know what you did. So it's episode 5. Remy has already escaped from jail, of course. Do you want to take a guess on who Remy's daughter is? Allegedly. It's Kaylee, Manun's high school best friend. So obviously Manun, she's having these flashbacks. She's traumatized. It's very noticeable to the teachers at school and even to Kaylee because Manun keeps avoiding her. The school asked to meet up with Chase, and that's where he gets hit on I bet you weren't even expecting this sentence. Like, what is this shit? No joke, one of Manun's teachers deadass start fiending for him after he mentioned that her mom died. But I forgot, we live in XABC's world. Everything's a fantasy. Fast forward, Grace is a teenager now. She seeks interest in a guy at school, but finds out he's 18. First of all, how did he not realize that she was 13? Like, sure, she lied about her age, said she was 16, but 18 and 16 are two completely different worlds. What the fuck? And by the way, they met at school and he was in her class. This dude gotta be the dumbest incel on the planet. Why are you still in a class with 13-year-olds? You could have moved him up like several grades or something. This is so lazy, bro. Like, the whole plot is for girls to be groomed on. And I'm not even joking. The same thing happened with Grace's auntie. Like, bro, you're so lazy. This is not entertaining. All of this is just a weird stepping stool for weirdos to watch and justify their actions. See, she wanted it. She wanted it. Yeah, niggas are weird. He never loved her. The whole point was for him to just fuck her. Yo, it's literally a cycle at this point. Being okay with that is crazy. And then it just gets worse. She reveals that her and Chase also have a very concerning age gap. Keep in mind, Grace is only 13. You yelled this to a child? Now, this is Jessie, Chase's sister. I actually really like Jessie because at least I could respect her for keeping up with the flashy lifestyle and still look good on top of that. I think one of her biggest insecurities were her weight and the fact that she never had a father, which is normal. Her eating disorder is noticeable towards her other family members, and it's seen she does start to better manage it, but it's still a little insecurity. She also does entertain men for money, but hey, at least she's rich until she comes across one particular guy, and that's Kyle, Satan himself. So Jessie is born right after Chase's great disappearance, which is just him in fucking jail. He has no idea she exists until she tells him. Now, Kian. Kian is both Chase's and Jessie's half-sibling. Kian doesn't like Jessie at first and believes Jessie is a gold digger. But I would never want to be around Kian anyways because look at the conversations he has with his brother. It's always Kian isolating Chase from other people, talking shit for no reason. Xavier and Jessie's relationship is built on straight lust. 22 fucking years, bro. Why did I ever think this was real love ever? Following a nigga to the bathroom is some down bad hobo shit. I thought you liked him. Why did you go straight for his dick? Why, are you gay or something? Has nobody questioned the fact that they looked alike? If Manun's dad could spot Grace's skin being darker than hers, why can't anybody tell that they almost look alike? Manun reunites with Kaylee, and I swear to God, she has the most normal response. Stop trying to make her look crazy. Her skin is so much darker than you. Like, bro, as I was saying earlier, as if this nigga is not fucking tan. I swear to God, beyond this point, somebody commented, wait, is Chase black? Watch when you start making boundaries with a man and stop people-pleasing as a woman. He shows you his true colors. This is a perfect example right here. This man was angry for no reason. It's only about appearance to him. Obviously, I was younger and didn't understand Chase and Manun's relationship, but beyond this point, even as a kid, it was hard to like Chase. And Kian too. I'm realizing, why are you so weird about your son potentially being bi? To the point you need a nigga to follow his every move. But actually, Kian was right to send somebody to follow his son because those two did end up being weirdos. It's like Jessie had an ego death, what the fuck? And then proceeds to ask this. Why don't you believe a nigga is rich just because they don't live in a luxury mansion? This is like Xavier's way of saying, fuck you, we don't need your money. If you're a real fan of XABC, you would know Anna. I think Anna is the best character on the show. Jessie too. I like Jessie. She just has daddy issues, which isn't her fault. I think I like Anna more. She does play into the savior role a little bit, but I love the way she was there with Jessie in Vegas to torment the fuck out of Kyle. Nigga drugged a minor on his wedding day. What a sentence. I wanted to cry a little, but then I remembered it's my op's wedding. Xavier does seem like the more grounding character because at least he's trying to move on from Jesse. He kind of does remind me of Leonardo DiCaprio or Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack Horseman because he only dates younger women. Mia is 28 and Jesse is only in her early 20s. Meanwhile, Xavier is in his 40s. Is it safe to say Xavier is not really a good father, at least in the beginning? Anna, who is Xavier's daughter, always wondered where her mom was, and Xavier kind of doesn't tell her nothing. I mean, maybe it's because of her safety, but this wondering thought about Anna's mom is like 90% of her thoughts. And I'm not saying she isn't allowed to feel bad or wonder, but why does Xavier allow Anna to feel this way all the time? Is he really there as a father is all I'm asking. Anna definitely does not feel secure. Anna definitely lacks a self-identity. It's really easy to find yourself in that box when you were only told your entire life to be strong. Anna definitely does not feel secure. Anna's father as well definitely does not feel secure either. Bro, what the fuck? First of all, I forgot Kyle existed for a minute. Second of all, I never noticed him say this. Bro, this makes no sense. They were literally torturing a nigga 2 episodes before this. Why all of a sudden she's getting the ick by a guy who's literally like her? It's giving Joel Goldberg. That nigga couldn't stand having somebody who's just like him. Camila, you're not on shit, bro. I am a murderer, but I love you. Like, bro, why do people fantasize about this? You don't want a Joel Goldberg. I can't imagine how common it is for girls who are like 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 getting into older relationships. Like, this is just another one. Oh my god. All hell has broke loose. Kyle knows Jesse has been cheating on him. This is the final straw. Bro, look at him. He's angry. I'm so scared for her going into the next room. This nigga is so violent. They've both been unfaithful even before their marriage. Like, they didn't even like each other. They still don't. Jesse also wants kids. He doesn't. I can see how that could affect a relationship long term because it's just a huge commitment between two people. They could totally afford having kids. It's just that Kyle doesn't want one. Plus, he's a beater. Now, for some reason, I don't believe that he believes her. Also, I completely don't trust Kyle's character. He trafficked Jesse. We're giving the wrong person a chance. He's the bigger bad guy. Yeah, I hate when parents say this. Just wait until the child is born. You know, having a child is pretty fucking expensive. Then again, it's Jesse, Kyle, and Xavier. I guess it's different in their situation, but the average person doesn't even get to make half of what they spend in a day, so it's different for them, I guess. But you should still prepare. Why wait to take off all that mental load last second? It makes no sense. I mean, there's one thing Xavier is useful for. Bro, you are not born with depression. Nobody knows how depression is caused. Stop lying, bro. He walked away from her. There was no communication involved when Mia was trying to ask where Xavier was because it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Damn, everyone hates Mia. I really don't know what she's done, honestly, but Gen Z really bonds over hating other people. Dude, like, nobody likes her. I feel so bad. I know how it feels like to be that one person nobody likes. She just looks out for her daughter, Anna, and Xavier. Not to mention the fact that she's being talked about by Xavier's sister and husband. Like, that's so unfair to her. I will always skip past a hate train for any woman. And I get it too. It's Jesse who should be in Mia's place, right? But why blame it all on another woman? That makes no sense. Also, we don't really understand why people hate her. What most people had to say is that she's blonde. Like, that makes no sense. I don't know how a hair color could hurt anybody. Bro, you don't love either. And where does she get that from? Okay, now for some reason, Anna is helping out Kyle right after he escaped from jail. I thought Anna was supposed to be smart. Why did she completely abandon her dignity to help out some loser who literally abused and tortured her stepmom, Jessie? Kyle hasn't even changed either. Is this the series' way of humbling Anna? Like, seriously? And it's over with. The series pretty much ends off with Xavier's father, Zan, and we dive into his life a little, which isn't very interesting to me, but it's cool. We see some of the characters grow up. Grace and Sebastian move in together. Xavier and Jesse have another kid. Alexa, Manny and Kian's daughter, goes off to college. Grayson is around 17 now, and yeah, that's pretty much it. See ya.